What's up, guys? Just picked up this 1998 Ford Ranger. It's a 2.5 liter with the 5-speed manual transmission. It's got 161,000 original miles. I bought this from the second owner. They've owned it for 5 years, and it was an elderly couple. They used this to pull behind their motorhome when they traveled the country. You can see they have the little bracket there that's still mounted on there. And so they told me that they believe that at least 40 to 50,000 miles of the miles on the truck are actually just from it being pulled behind the motorhome. It's very clean. It's very cherry. There's some minor surface rust underneath on the frame, but nothing like major or anything. It was sitting, I bought this truck over in Hudson, Florida, and it was sitting on the water. The people had a house with a dock and everything, so who knows where the rust kind of came from, but it's very, very minimal, very surface. So we're just going to scuff all that up, hit it with some rust reformer, and then paint it and call it a day. But you can see the paint is in fairly good condition. It has been repainted before, and when they did the repaint, they added this gold on the bottom, which I'm not totally a fan of, but they did do a decent job on it. The tape line is pretty clean. There's hardly any orange peel in the paint, so it's overall, I mean, it's a pretty good win, I'd say. It did come with the tonneau cover and some bed rails here. There's a little bit of minor damage here that I have to investigate and see if I can fix that. There's also a little minor dent right here and a little minor dent right here. But other than that, it is completely clean, very cherry, very well taken care of. You can see the inside is not horrible. We need to gut the interior and pressure wash everything, see how good we can get it to come out. It has been used, but it hasn't been neglected, which is great. So the elderly man took it to the dealership to get serviced and everything. I've got a whole thing of service records on it, and he also gave me some factory books for it as well too. Here you can see. So he did a little. He replaced the armrest top there with a little wood piece, and other than that, I mean, he hasn't really touched it at all. So I just got back from Orlando, and I was picking up these Mustang wheels here. Now, they're not genuine Mustang wheels. You can see they're American Muscle, but they have good tread on them. You can see here, Mickey Thompson's, and they're pretty clean. And they do have a little bit of poke on them. You can see on the back there, the offset. So it should sit flush with the outside of the truck, which is what I'm going for. And then we also just ordered a 3.5 drop kit. So we're gonna be lowering it 3 inches in the front, 5 inches in the rear. So it's gonna sit down real nice, get rid of all that fender, that wheel well gap. It's gonna hug those Mustang wheels really nice. It's gonna look really good. We're probably gonna have to take off the fender or the mud flaps. We'll probably have to take those off. And other than that, oh, and I'm also gonna take off the pinstripe. And I think I'm debating on whether or not I'm gonna paint the gold stripe on the bottom. They did paint inside the doors when they did it, so they did do it right. You'll see here. But you can also tell that the truck used to be black, because you can tell by this tape line here, you know, they just added that for whatever reason. I know grandpas and boomers, they like that type of two-tone, so we're gonna get rid of the pinstripe and probably get rid of the gold, and it's gonna look really, really good. We're gonna black out the windows, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna play with the exhaust a little bit. These things sound pretty decent when you put a little straight pipe off the cat. And anyways, the exhaust has a little bit of a rattle in it. Somewhere up here underneath the passenger seat. It only does it when you're taking off or slowing down at certain RPM, certain vibration. You can hear something rattling. So anyways, we'll go ahead and diagnose that as well too. But let me show you guys the engine bay. It all looks, you know, fairly decent under here. They have replaced a few things, and you can see the idle air control valve, stuff like that has been changed. So, and he replaced the battery in August of last year. So we are looking pretty good, pretty good. Isn't that hilarious, guys? I literally took the wheel and it fits perfectly inside the rims on the Cummins. That is hilarious. That is so funny. Man, I tell you, this truck really turned out to be a little gem. Now, I tell you what, I think that the reason we have that rust on the frame is because this truck has probably been flooded a little bit. I think that because they lived over by the water on the coast, I'm sure this truck has seen a few hurricanes, and I know that they live in a flood zone. I mean, they're literally right on the water with a dock. Their house was on stilts and everything, so That's why I think that, and also with the water stains inside the cab on the carpet, not a huge deal. There's no electrical issues or anything, and the rust is really not that bad, but that's definitely probably what happened with this thing. Now, cleaning this engine bay came out super clean after I got done brushing it with the degreaser and everything. It really does a good job getting into all those nooks and crannies and makes it way better. Alrighty, the exhaust here has a little bit of a rattle coming out of the exhaust there. So I went to the auto parts store, and I've done this on several trucks before. And what you do is you leave the catalytic converter in, but you just delete the muffler. So I got this flex pipe here, and you can see I've pulled it out and expanded it. You can see where it was tight, and then I got it pulled out. So anyways, I've got the Sawzall here and a couple of U-bolts, and we're gonna go ahead and cut this out and put this in there and hopefully get rid of the rattle, and it's gonna sound a whole lot better too. Okay, so my flex pipe here is just not quite long enough. You can see it's kind of pinched at the edges there. So I went and I got a straight pipe now. And then I also got a 45-degree elbow in case we can't use the tailpipe section and we just have to have it come straight out this way. So let's go ahead and put this pipe in and see. You can see here, well, that doesn't look like it's gonna work either. So we're gonna have to go right here off to the side. This is everything's still pretty hot. Okay, we got the muffler and the tailpipe out of there. Go ahead and give you guys a little start here. Just test fitting the wheels, making sure they would fit. Everything seems to be perfect, especially when we lower it. It's gonna look perfect. I think they're gonna look just fine, and they sit out nice and flush with the side of the truck, which is awesome. So now, the other day when I was cleaning, I went and I scuffed up this rust that's under here. So I've got some of this Rust-Oleum satin, and we're gonna go ahead and spray it all real quick. Doesn't have to be perfect. We just wanna get something on there to protect it. And also this is all going to be covered and everything whenever it's actually squatted, so yeah, whenever it's lowered, so we're not even really see any of it. But I did scuff it all up and knock all the heavy stuff down, so we'll go ahead and hit this and call it a day. Got all that painted over there, got the other side done. I got under here as well, same thing with that side. So I'm just going to put the wheel back on. I'm still waiting for the lowering kit to get here. Should be here in a couple of days. Much better now though. It's been a few days since we did the exhaust. The exhaust is holding up fantastic. The paint is doing fantastic as well too. You can see under here, Nice and black under there, all the way down through. You can see the exhaust is doing just fine. I haven't really moved it yet, and I still have the tailpipe section, so I'm still debating on whether I want to have it come out the back or just leave it like it is. But so far so good. So one thing I changed out was the pedals. So you can see these pedals they're real hard and kind of wore out. And for $7 on Amazon, I got some brand new ones here. Nice and soft and rubbery, grippy, perfect. Just got back from the little tint shop. My little local Vietnamese guy, man, he is awesome. He's an old head. He's been doing this for decades and decades, and he's cash only. And of course, he's willing to do the whole windshield as well too. You can see that it still has some drying that needs to happen here, but other than that, I mean, dude, look at that. So it got 20% on the windshield and 5% on everything else, which, you know, down here in Florida, that's pretty much what you need. It's just so hot. Plus, having your windows tinted protects the interior from rotting from the sun. So this thing made it 26 years without falling apart from the sun. My Dodge over here, the dash is completely destroyed from sitting in the sun because that windshield is still not tinted. And anyway, so looks really good. Let me show you the inside. Nice and dark. I mean, from the side, you can't see anything. You know, I mean, you can't see anything going on in there. Can pick my nose in peace. And then here it is inside. Not bad. So my headliner here has been failing and falling, and there's no way to fix it without replacing the whole thing. So I just put a bunch of thumbtacks up here for now. Hashtag shop truck. But there's the tint. Looks really good. It's not too bad. The back windows there. And man, I'm telling you, it really made the whole truck look a lot better with that black matching. I just got the eraser wheel today too. So you can see I already took off the Ford logo, but we're gonna be ripping all this off. And then I also got black automotive paint, and we're gonna be painting this down here as well too. So we are looking super sick. Good progress on the little shop truck so far. We've got to detail the entire interior. It's super nasty in here. That's one of the things I haven't done yet, but I went and I installed this all metal shifter here, the little shift knob. I had to get an adapter because this actually has splines on it. It's not just a screw on. So this was the adapter that I had to get. I actually had to take the shifter out and grind down the knob so it would fit down in here, but everything's tight, it's solid. And it's actually a lot better since it's weighted. It helps you, you know, kind of pull into the gears and stuff. So fantastic little upgrade. And I think the entire thing with the adapter and the knob was like $15. So can't beat that. Just got these modern mirrors. So these will fit 98 to 2011 Ford Rangers. So mine's a 98. And you can see the ones that I have on there are the small little square rotating ones. They're very small and dinky. They're about half the size of this mirror. So these right here on Amazon, I think they were $80-90. Well worth it. And they really changed the entire look of the truck. I've done this on a couple of Rangers, and it is well worth it. Not only does it look better, but you have a lot more view, a lot more visibility as well too. So these on the truck are gonna look fantastic. Really gonna make the truck look a lot more sporty too. These are really nice mirrors. These are the old mirrors, small little tiny guys. And they're okay, but they are just too tiny. And they are a little old school looking as well too. So let's swap them out for those new ones. Just like that, we got it switched. It looks so much better now. The black windows, the sporty mirrors, looks way better than the old mirrors. I mean, look at that. So much better. I ordered a new cheap little air filter off Amazon last night, literally at like 10 o'clock last night, and it's already here. It's like 1 o'clock right now. But this air filter I bought was $6.50. And it essentially looks like the exact same thing as this. The paper might be a little bit thinner, but not really, you know. And I mean, for $6.50, it's crazy. So not too bad. Go ahead and get that changed out. Got one of those eraser wheels on the drill there. Got it on Amazon for like $8, $9, and I'm using it to take off this pinstripe on the truck here, and it's coming off pretty good. I'm gonna have to probably clean it with some Goo Gone and do a little buff and wax on there. You guys can see I still have some of the drain marks from all the degreaser, so this whole panel pretty much needs to be buffed and waxed. But this little eraser wheel is working out great, and it's making light work of that. Check me out, guys. I pulled the headlights because we're gonna be hitting them with some nightshade to black them out, make them a little bit darker. And then I just got these new headlights in, clear lens with the black background. Same thing with the blinkers. And you can see over here, it's gonna look way better with the nice black and everything. I got the pinstripe taken off, so it looks really good now. And the only thing we need to do after we do the headlights and the taillights is paint that bottom strip black, and we're gonna be looking really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump over there and put these in. I also got some stuff for oil change. So I got an oil filter. Fuel filter, some oil stabilizer, and we're gonna be looking really good on this thing. Got these new LED bulbs here. Nothing fancy, but definitely a lot brighter than what was in there. Then I also got some of these LED blinkers. These things are so sick. They're super bright, and it's gonna look really good with the clear housing. And then also to run the LED blinkers, we have this little flasher here that we have to install. That way we don't have the rapid flash, or sometimes they just don't even work at all. They just kind of stay on. So definitely want to do this if you're doing LED blinkers. There's one small bulb, the one on the top right there, and I spaced out on ordering that, so I ordered that last night. Should be here in a couple of days, so we're gonna have to pop this back out to be able, well, I think we might be able to change it while it's in there, but either way, I've got that little small bulb coming as well. Here you guys can see, these bulbs are my favorite, and they're so bright. I've put them in all my trucks. They're super cheap too. They're like $10 or something. All the stuff that I do to this truck, you guys can find all the links to this stuff down in the video description. Alrighty, so just got done wet sanding and drying these and wiped them all down. So you can see here, a little foggy. And I just taped off the reverse lights, and we're getting ready to hit it with some nightshades here. It's gonna be sick. Just do a light dusting for the first coat, and then we'll just keep going up from there. But you can already see it's tinted it just already a little bit with that first little tack coat. While we are painting the taillights and waiting for these to flash off, I'm going to go ahead and change out the inline fuel filter. This thing was like $4 or $5 on Amazon, so the one that's underneath there is probably stock. It's all kind of rusty and corroded. I'm gonna jump under there and change it out real quick. I know the truck's gonna really enjoy this. So this is the old one. You can see what I was talking about. Definitely old, definitely corroded. I got that fresh one in there, no leaks, just started the truck. Sounds great. I know that truck is loving that. Alrighty, I just got done putting on my fourth coat. You can still see the red and the amber in there, you know, so it's not that bad. I know it probably looks pretty dark on camera, but I wanted it to be more than smoky. So this is like a heavy smoke. You can really see the amber in there and the red, so that's great. Love it. Now I've got this clear. I'm just gonna wait for it to tack up a little bit, flash on there, and then I'm gonna pull the tape and hit them with this clear coat. Just changing out these old bulbs here with these, with the LED ones. Super sick. You can see them in there already. Nice. Got it all done. Got this one sprayed with a couple of coats. I taped off the white and just sprayed the red center part. And I got 2 coats of clear on the taillights, so I think that'll be good enough. Give them a nice glossy finish and give them some protection as well too. So those are done, and as soon as this gets all dried up, we'll put them on the truck. And I just have to finish the pinstripe on this side. You can see this side is done, and this side, it started raining on me a little bit through. You can see here. And then I need to buff and wax where the pinstripe used to be, but I'm going to do that after I paint the bottom and everything, and I'll probably buff the whole thing. Got it all done. Headlights are looking fantastic. They look great. But there's the little middle light up there that I taped off. And then there's my 2 taillights right there. It looks really good. Little street truck, you know? Perfect. Nice gloomy day today, so it's a perfect day to be able to lay some paint. And I've got some 600 grit. I got some water right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just wet sand everything, scuff it up real nice. Then I'll tape it off. I'll tip off the rest of the truck, and we'll go ahead and lay down some gloss black, and then I have some clear coat that we're gonna lay on top of that, and it should look really good. All solid black, one nice color. It's gonna look super clean. Alrighty, now since I just got done wet sanding the bottom part for the paint, but it's starting to drizzle a little bit now, so while we're waiting for that to figure out what it's gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and change out the spark plugs on this. Spark plugs on this motor is actually 8, even though it's a 4-cylinder. So I've got 4 on this side and 4 on this side. This side's gonna be a little bit easier, so we'll do this side first, and then this side, we'll see exactly how we can get down in there with, hopefully we don't have to take off the entire intake manifold and everything, but if that's what we gotta do, that's what we gotta do. It got kind of hot while the rain was kind of debating on what it wanted to do, so I ordered this tent not too long ago, and man, this thing is great. It's not like the cheap one from Harbor Freight. I've had several of those, you know, the $60 joint, you know, Ozark trailer, whatever. This one is very, very nice quality. I think this was like 150 bucks. I'll link it down in the description for you guys, but it's all textured, and it's really, really nice. And instead of having to pull it from the middle or from the corners, and instead of having to clip every corner, you literally just open it up a little bit, and then you get up in the center and you just push that up and lock it, and it opens the entire thing up for you. So it's truly, you can do it one person, and you don't even have to be that tall. I have it on the tallest setting right now, but it's actually going to be perfect because I'm getting ready to paint. At least I think I'm going to start painting, and at least it'll be covered, so that's nice. These are the old spark plugs that were inside. You can see, if it'll focus here, you can see the center there. It is completely gone. The new ones that I put in have a nice new sharp needle point on there. And you can tell these guys have seen better days, that's for sure. All right, I got a nice break in the weather, and so I just got done taping everything off. I did inside the wheel wells here as well. I've got some plastic sheeting that I'm gonna put over the tires, and we're gonna go ahead and start spraying this up. I've got it all wiped down with denatured alcohol and everything, so we should be ready to go. Let's go ahead and get this sprayed up. It's gonna look so much better when it's all black. All right, guys, check me out. So, got it all done. So down here is 3 coats of black, and actually, sorry. So down on the bottom, it took me 4 cans of black and 2 cans of clear. Really, I could have used probably 2 more cans of clear just to actually match the gloss on the top. It's a little foggy compared to the top, but honestly, it's really, it's night and day difference. It looks so much better. You can get up on it and see my tape line here, and you can kind of see it doesn't look horrible. So, you know, I was dealing with rain and stuff like that too, and whatever, but at the end of the day, it looks really good. And the inside of the doors came out pretty decent as well too. You guys can see, remember I had to, So any areas that are like, missing or anything, whenever I get done buffing and waxing it, I'm gonna go around any places that it's missing paint, like maybe something small like this. I've got a black touch-up pen, and we'll fill all those things in. But man, it looks so much better now. The tailgate and everything's nice and black. So I've got it raised up right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually getting ready to start installing the lowering kit. I just got it in today from UPS. So we've got the lowering springs. We got the lowering springs here, and it came with shocks here as well. And these are the drop brackets for the rear. Very simple setup. We just got to pull the front springs out, the front sprocks out, put these in, and then in the back we're going to drop the leaf spring, flip it under the axle with this, and install the new shocks. So I'm not going to do all of it tonight, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start doing some of the prep work, and I'm going to soak everything with some WD-40 or whatnot and make everything kind of user-friendly for me tomorrow. That way it goes by fairly smoothly. I know that from the videos and stuff that I've watched that it's going to take probably 3 or 4 hours, I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on it, and I'll update you guys as we go. I tell you what, this thing is really coming out super nice. It looks so much better now with the pinstripe gone and the gold gone. It looks so good. I'm still going to paint the plastic trim on the bumpers. Those are going to be black as well, but I'm going to do those in satin black. And then we have those nice chrome rims, so it's going to look really good. I also got some rock lights for it too to kind of light up underneath it. And, you know, I figured why not? If I'm making a little tiny street truck like this, I might as well go all the way. So they were super cheap. They were like 20 bucks on Amazon. So let's, I'll throw those on there whenever we get done doing the lift. It's something I actually, or the lift, whenever I get done doing the lowering kit. We got these dirty liners in here, and I sprayed the other side nice and satin. You can see here. Okay, now I think I have everything disconnected. I took out the bump stop. Now it should just drop out once I lower this jack. Let's see. All right, I was able to get it now. It's a little tighter than I'd like it to be, but just for now. Got the old one out. All right, so in order to get it drop down far enough, I had to take the tie rod out. But I got the tie rod back in there, and the sway bar end link bolted in there as well too. You can see the spring is in there. I just have to put this bolt back in here, and then I'm going to put the shock up through the bottom. Alrighty guys, there you have it. I've got it all tightened up. I got the top mount up here nice and squished here. Looks really good. I'm gonna see if I need to loosen it a little bit because it is smashed a little bit more than I would like, but we'll have to see what it looks like when it's sitting down. And yeah, everything's on there. It went together very smooth. It was not very bad at all. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some paint on this little rusty section here. I'm gonna put the skirt back in here and put the wheel on it and then knock out the other side. I just wanted to show you guys what the springs look like versus the new ones. So these are the old ones. Obviously it's taller, right? But it's also a little bit thinner. You can see the metal on this one is just a hair thicker. So I'm sure it has a stiffer spring rate. And then these are the shocks that it came with. These are the ones that were on the front. They're obviously old and done. So that's just a good comparison. The rear shocks are exactly the same too. And the only difference with the back, it just has a little drop shackle. But I just wanted to show you that before I finish the other side. Alrighty, y'all, so this pin that goes through the leaf spring, I know you can't really see it, but there's a pin that goes through the leaf spring with a bolt on it. This is made to slip over the stud side, so that when you flip the leaf spring, that stud's going to be on the bottom, and you're going to have to use a C-clamp to hold the leaf spring together and pull that pin out, flip that pin. That way this thing can sit on here, boom, just like that, in its little slot. Because if not, you're either gonna have to bore out the hole, which that's all steel, so it'd take a little bit unless you have a drill press. And then the other option would be to shave down the nut. But then again, I mean, you know, it took me literally less than 5 minutes to just put a clamp on it and zip it out of there and put it back in, and at least you know it's done the right way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this side bolted back up and start on the other side. All right, y'all, there you have it. This is pretty much the final product. There's still some minor details that I want to do. I want to tweak the exhaust a little bit and kind of get it brought up a little bit more. And I also need to buff and polish the whole truck just so I can get rid of some of this residue from when I did the eraser wheel. You can see some of this here. So from far away, you can't really tell, but once you see it, you see it. So I really want to do it to the whole entire truck. That way everything is just nice and fresh. But that's what we'll do in the next video. Also, I still need to gut the interior, pull out the carpet, pressure wash and shampoo the carpet, make sure it's nice and fresh. But we got everything else done on this truck. The 3.5 drop by Max Track came out great. It's completely square, all four corners. There's none of that, you know, there's none of that Ranger lean where it's leaning to one side versus the other. Brand new shocks, brand new coils. I didn't need to replace the leaf springs because they're not worn out, but everything came out great on this truck. Super stoked about it. I love how it came out. Everybody loves this truck. It catches so much attention every time I'm driving around town and everything. Everybody already knows it. It's great. I love it. And it's a perfect little shop truck, perfect little city truck. That's what I was really going for with this build. I just wanted something that could be a cool little daily, something fun to drive, something that I could use to go pick up parts, anything like that. You know, I live in a city, so driving the big truck all the time kind of gets to be a hassle, right? So, I mean, it's hard to find a parking space for that thing, let alone fitting down here with these small little city roads and everything. So this truck is great. It's been great. I've only had it for about 3 weeks, believe it or not, from the day I got it to right now. Everything was pretty much boom, boom, boom. I mean, the day after I got the truck, I went and registered it, and then I went out to Orlando and picked up these wheels. So everything has just been quick, rapid fire on this thing, but everything is nice and done now. Full tune-up, fresh spark plugs, fresh fuel filter, oil filter, air filter, fresh oil change. This thing is loving life right now. We've got 5% tint on the windows, 20% on the windshield. I put the modern mirrors on there. These are 18x9 American Muscle wheels. They came off of a Mustang. They're wrapped in Mickey Thompson Street Comp tires. It also has the bed tonneau cover. We painted the taillights. We did all LED lights all the way around, even in the small little third light up there. So the reverse light, all the lights are all LED now. We put the LED flasher in there as well. And that's pretty much it. You know, it's pretty much been plug and play. Oh, and I also put 1-inch spacers on the truck here, so it would give it a little bit more poke. You can kind of see them back there. And from the side of the truck, you can see that it sits really nice and flush. Looks really good. And it's got a nice athletic stance to it. If you're looking at it, it looks really, really good. The black lights came out great. the taillights, everything like that. You can see down through this side too. Looks really, really good. You guys can see it looks great. Love it. So in the next video, we'll go ahead and shampoo the carpet and we'll buff and polish it, and we'll do a couple other things to it. And then that will be it for this truck. So in the next video, I'll do a little price breakdown for you guys. I'll let you know how much I bought the truck for, how much I spent on everything fully break down all the way down to the oil filter, the change itself, everything like that. And then I'll show you, I'll tell you how much I'm listing it for sale for and how much I ended up selling it for, because I've already got it posted for sale now and I've had a lot of interest in it so far. So chances are by the time I post my next video, it'll be gone. But anyways, thanks so much for checking out the video. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And you guys can find me on Instagram, all that good stuff. And if you guys want any of the cool stuff that are in the video that you saw, any of the lights or anything like that, I put all the links to all the stuff that I use down in the description of the video. So thanks so much, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.